Ja, herzlich willkommen zurück zu L.A. Noire. Wir fahren zu Doktor Stonemann, wenn mein Kollege rüberrutschen würde.
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her friend taking the big jump till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
So. So ist das Fenster offen. Sollte uns das irgendwas sagen, dass er gleich in einen springt? Stonemann?
Here.
505. Oh, mal nicht laufen.
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, this would work half days.
Genau. 505. Was ist das? 502. Ja, immer noch 505. 05. Da. Doktor Stone, MD.
Yes, sir. Your name?
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stonemann.
Dr. Stonemann is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stonemann, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Your investigation is much more important than my sciatica. I'm just in pain here. Leave me alone.
Dr. Stonemann, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
Die ist tot. Gibt's keine Schweigepflicht.
How well did you know Ms. Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
You didn't like her, did you?
It wasn't a question of like, Detective. She was incredibly beautiful. When you looked in her eyes, you knew how a mouse felt before a snake. Not an ounce of warmth there.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
Ja, mehr als anzweifeln kann ich da nicht.
Benzedrine is addictive, as I'm sure you know, Doctor.
As I warned her, but she was determined. She said she needed it to control her appetite.
Sounds like you knew her pretty well.
I knew the line of work she was involved in.
That'll be all for now, Dr. Stonemann. We'll be in touch.
Das war ein kalter, halt, Telefon.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Are there any messages for me?
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Jo.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
Gut, dann fahren wir als nächstes ins Leichenschauhaus. Das mit dem Doktor war nicht so ergiebig. Nur wieder ein bisschen mehr erhofft. Dass der vielleicht der Mr. Henderson ist. Vertrauenswürdig ist das Ding aber auch nicht. So.
The old boy is lying.
About what?
I don't know.
Ja, ich denke auch, dass der
I was
lügt.
relieved when you said she was dead. That's a strange reaction to have to the death of your own patient.
Can you drive to this one?
All right, where to?
Zentralklinik? Hatten der nicht mal ein eigenes
Have you
Leichenschauhaus?
noticed how croakers only pull out the physician-patient privilege card when they got something to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way of police work. And it's only private when it suits them. A couple of drinks and every doctor I've met will spill your darkest secrets in a heartbeat.
Bin mal gespannt, was der Kollege da herausgefunden hat.
Detectives Phelps and Earl here to see the coroner.
Yes, Detective. He's waiting for you in the examination room.
Danke.
That's the cop from the newspapers.
Da, ne? Ja.
Cole, Roy, I have some information for you.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 cigarettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening now.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're
Okay.
saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Sorry, I don't play.
Mundharmonika.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine. Carruthers. Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mal. Thanks for the lead.
Gut, dann werden wir ihn befragen. Ist immer noch genau gegenüber.
Mouthpiece tore strips off me at the grand jury. Case was thrown out. Now the DA
So.
wants my head.
Arnett is in interview too, Phelps. Go home,
Wo ist denn
get
der
whatever
2
is off your
Interviewraum?
chest.
Interview. Du links. Da, oder? Ne, das war 1. Herrschaftszeichen, wo war denn der 2? Patrol Staff.
Someone ought to take him home. He's loaded.
Interviewraum. Ach, da ist er doch.
1947, not 1927.
Mr. Arnett,
Girl can ask
I'm
the
Detective
fellow out.
Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled for me.
And you were close?
We were friends.
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
Spill it, Henry. You know nothing about a man named Henderson?
Yes, you're right. Henderson, yeah. Very distinguished.
How about a first name, wise guy? An address, maybe?
I'm sorry, I don't. I think he lives somewhere out of town. Somewhere back east.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
Ja. Das Problem ist, ich habe keine Beweise.
So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julia Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
That's right.
That guy gave his wife a tap.
Direktor.
Say all's fair in love and war.
St. Monica Boulevard.
Some kind of traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. The Fighting Sixth.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
Der lügt
That
doch.
will be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
Der lügt doch wie
That
gedruckt.
son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
So. Dann verfolgen wir mal den Schlauberger.
He's in that car at the lights.
Ist rechts abgebogen.
Can you quit driving like a jackass already?
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
Jetzt fährt er wieder links.
Damn it, we got pink. He's off, quick.
I'd have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
Oh, verpisst euch, ey. Macht euch fett. Gut, dass es ganz unauffällig ist, wenn die ständig hier in der Gegend rumhupen.
Where are you taking us, Henry?
Wir können auch ständig über Rot fahren. Das interessiert keines. So. Biegt der jetzt wieder rechts ab? Ne, er fährt geradeaus weiter. Jetzt biegt er links ab. Wo ging der hin? Ah, jetzt nervt nicht. Was wird denn das so langsam? So.
That idiot never stepped foot in Okinawa.
War auch nicht so wieder rumgestottert hat. Dass er in verschiedenen Kompanien war, das kann man vergessen. Er hält davon, oder? Jo. Ich sag immer noch, dass es der Henderson ist.
He needs money and fast.
Pfandleihe oder was? Ja.
Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Also an den Fensterscheiben können wir ganz schlau gucken. Oh, gucken wir mal wieder schlau. Was macht er an der Straßenecke? Schaut sich um. Jetzt geht er rüber. Was will er da drüben? Was macht er da drüben? Ja. Ist natürlich nicht so gescheit.
Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
So. Biegt er ab? Ja, jetzt aber schnell. Jetzt aber schnell, dass er irgendwo in ein Haus verschwindet. War das hier? Da ist er. Travel & Co. Reisebüro. Der will sich verpieseln, glaube ich. Kann das sein?
That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be.
LAPD, the man who just came in here, he bought a ticket?
Yes, sir. To Mexico City, tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
What have you got?
He bought a ticket from Mexico City. Tomorrow night.
That's good. But this is better.
Oh my God. It's Fabergé.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over. The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case. Arnett only got 600 clams.
Liebste Beverly in ewiger Liebe und Zuneigung. Gibt's da noch irgendwas zu entdecken? Ja, ne? So, und jetzt? Telefon aufsuchen. So, da ist eine Telefonzelle. So, Zentrale, ich bin's, der Phelps. 1247, glaube ich. Ah. Steuerung macht mich narrisch.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Messages for me, please.
Yes, Detective. Detectives Bukowski and Galloway request you return to the Hollywood station. They have information in the Julia Randall case.
Any luck with the arrest record check on Jimmy LeBlanc?
Yes, Detective. Jimmy LeBlanc's last arresting officer was Patrolman Fred Wallace. He's posted the Hollywood 9th Beat Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Thanks, man.
So.
Here's what I heard. That cop caught the guy that did the dog.
Wir werden wahrscheinlich als erstes mal den Wachmann aufsuchen, dass der uns mal ein bisschen über diesen LeBlanc ausquetschen kann. Aber das erfahrt ihr dann in der nächsten Folge. Danke fürs Zuschauen, tschüss, bis zum nächsten Mal.